I want to tell you a story. It's about a husband and a wife, deeply in love, thoughtful, intentional, the kind of people that made parenting look like an art. They had 3 kids. So the husband, he's a bit of an inventor, and she's more of a thinker, a dreamer. And they believed in raising their kids and building the type of life with meaning, protecting what they loved. They were wealthy, not super fancy or anything, but comfortable, kind of wealth that lasts generations. They always talked about the what ifs. They loved their kids and they always wanted what's best for them. But, like so many of us, they thought they had more time. They never got around to putting it on paper. One day, all these kids were out on an adventure somewhere, just having a good time. A fire started at the home. No one knew why or how, but just like that, this happy couple passed away, and their 3 kids were left behind, homeless and now orphans. With no will, no guardianship instructions, and no living trust, all that was left was just the 3 grieving kids in a world that had no idea what their parents would have wanted for them. I don't know what you guys know about the court system, social services, things like that, but a complete stranger looked to the bottom line and made the decisions for these kids. He didn't know the kids, he didn't know the parents, but because there were no legal instructions, he was the one that chose their guardian. And so the kids ended up placed in a home with a distant relative, like an uncle or something. This uncle, he didn't know the kids, he didn't love them, barely even tolerated them most of the time. He was just interested in what came along with the kids, their inheritance, getting all the parents' assets. Luckily, these kids are smart, resilient, and stronger than anyone gave them credit for, because they weren't just grieving, they were thrown into a toxic situation. A relationship full of verbal abuse, lies, manipulation, gaslighting, and deceit, and all from a system that failed to protect them. This story sounds familiar, right? We've all heard them before. Bad things happen to good people, and those bad things keep happening and spiraling in series. But the story specifically probably definitely sounds familiar because their last name was the Baudelaires. The Baudelaire orphans from a series of unfortunate events. It's the book, the movie, the series. While this story was fictional, this kind of disaster is all too real. We assume that our love is enough, that our wealth will somehow protect our children. But without a legal plan, even the best parents leave their kids vulnerable. Estate planning isn't about how much you have. It's about who you love and whether they'd be protected if tomorrow didn't go as planned. Because love is not a legal strategy, but a good estate plan, that's how you protect your family, even if you're no longer here to do it yourself.